Discovery Diving is located in Beaufort, North Carolina. We have world-class warm water wreck diving, and we'd like to give you some information about us and the wreck diving we do. We opened our retail store in 1976 and our charter operation several years before that, so we have been teaching and running charters for over 35 years. North Carolina diving can be as good as it gets anywhere in the world. North Carolina offers a diving experience like none other. Nowhere else will you find such excitement underwater. It's true that we have longer boat rides, more finicky conditions and greater depths than many other destinations. We don't have guides to monitor your air or carry your gear, but these aspects only enhance the sense of adventure that is North Carolina diving. Each dive in North Carolina is an experience lifted from the pages of National Geographic. Our awe-inspiring shipwrecks come with fascinating, and often tragic, tales of submarine warfare, treacherous storms, and catastrophic collisions. Even our artificial reefs evoke compelling stories of navigational feats and wartime patrols. These shipwrecks, the graveyard of the Atlantic, constitute an unparalleled symbolic collection of our maritime history. And the fish. Unlike the sedate suburban sprawl of coral reefs, each shipwreck is its own ecological metropolis, a bustling urban center emerging from a vast sandy plain where animals come to eat, breed, and seek protection from predators. On any given dive you'll see members from each link of the maritime food chain, and you'll see them in astounding numbers, from sponges and coral up to our beloved sand tiger sharks, patrolling pelagic and giant schools of bait fish, huge turtles and rays gliding along the bottom, and colorful reef fish contrast against the shattered debris. We are located right on the coast of North Carolina, about halfway between the Virginia and South Carolina borders. North Carolina is unique in that it has a system of outer banks that have formed three shoal areas that extend miles out to sea. Cape Lookout is the middle one, which is where we are. We're also about 3 hours southeast of Raleigh, the capital and closest international airport. Some of the best warm water wreck diving in the world is off our coast. We have great visibility, warm water, a wide variety of marine life, and a huge number of shipwrecks. We have shipwrecks dated from as early as the Civil War. Some of the ships sunk as a result of bad weather, some were purposely sunk to be artificial reefs. The vast majority of the wrecks off of our coast are the result of combat actions during World War II. There are approximately 30 shipwrecks that we explore on a regular basis. Easily the most famous wreck is the U-352. The U-352 was sunk in 1942 in 112 feet of water, about 30 miles from the coast. Our offshore wrecks are in the 85 to 140 foot range, while our inshore wrecks are in the 65 to 70 foot range. The inshore visibility averages 30 feet but can be as good as 60 feet. The offshore visibility averages 60 to 70 feet, but can be as good as 100 plus. Because the Labrador Current and the Gulf Stream meet off of our coast, we have a combination of marine life that you won't find anywhere else. This is a satellite shot showing the convergence of the two streams. The red is the warm water of the Gulf Stream coming north, the blue is the cold water of the Labrador Current coming south. This is a satellite shot from June 26 of 2010. It again shows the convergence of the two currents, and that during the summer the water temperature is in the 80s top to bottom. Fingers or offshoots of the Gulf Stream bring in the warm, clear water from the Caribbean that carries with it tropical fish, such as butterfly fish, lionfish, queen, French, and blue angelfish. And even spiny lobsters can be found hiding in 120 feet or more of water. Pelagic fish like these African pompanos don't remain in a set area, but are continually migrating to new parts of the ocean. The Labrador Current brings cold water fish down from the north, and the Gulf Stream brings warm water fish up from the south, giving us a variety of fish you won't find anywhere else. For this reason, you don't know what new and exciting creatures you may see on your dive. You will see anything from anemones to dolphin, and even manta rays, sunfish, and whale sharks have been seen on our wrecks. One of the main draws to North Carolina is the resident sand tiger shark population. Here they can be seen in their natural environment. We don't need to bait them, and you don't need to be in a shark cage. You can easily interact with these docile creatures. You are just a strange-looking fish to them. The Spar is a Coast Guard buoy tender that was sunk as an artificial reef in June of 2004 and is a popular wreck to see sand tigers. There are many other fish living on the Spar as well. The wreck also hosts baitfish, amberjacks, and tropical fish. Another wreck that is popular for sand tigers is the Caribsea. It was sunk on March 10, 1942 by the U-158 in 85 feet of water, about 10 miles east of Cape Lookout Shoals. The visibility during the summer is generally about 40 feet but can range from 80 to 100 feet. Like all of our other wrecks, There are many other fish living on the Carib Sea, including grouper, sea bass, and damselfish. Even though wrecks are our main draw, North Carolina also has rock ledges off of the coast. Ledge bottoms only rise a few feet above the ocean floor, but offer divers a different experience. You can see various tropical fish, anemones, and plant life that aren't found on the wrecks. Discovery Diving has 2 charter boats that run year-round. This is the Outrageous 5. We generally hold the crew boat to a max of 16 divers. This is the Outrageous 5's pilot house and passenger areas. Our 6-passenger boat, the Captain's Lady, is great for those smaller groups, and she only needs 4 divers to run. The Captain's Lady runs to all the same wrecks as the crew boat does. All of our boats have oxygen on board and have experienced carrying crews. Our boats have cabins to get out of the elements, are heated for the winter dives, and have heads on board. All of the charter boats are docked conveniently right out the door of the shop. Our regular day charters are $115 per diver, but with 6 or more divers we do offer group rates. Our regular day is 2 dives, one of the dives in the 85 to 130 foot range and the second dive is on a shallower site on the way back to the dock. Our half-day charters are 1 dive inshore in the 60 to 70 foot range and the cost is $70 per diver. We also offer charters that are more than 40 miles offshore, night dives and extended day charters. We will be glad to quote prices for these upon request. For groups of 6 or more, we offer a weekday special which includes 4 days of diving and 5 nights of lodging. As so many people bring their own equipment, please note that our charter rates don't include tanks, weights, or any other rentals. We do rent everything you might need to make your dives more enjoyable except for cameras and dive lights. Our compressor system allows us to do air fills and 30% nitrox fills, and we have 80 and 100 cubic foot tanks available for rent. Discovery Diving Company has 2 lodges within easy walking distance and are available for groups. The West Lodge is 3 stories and has beds for 30 people. The East Lodge is 1 story and has beds for 12 people. For groups of 6 or more, the rate is $20 per person, per night. The Beaufort Harbor Suites has 16 efficiency rooms. It is located next to one of our lodges and, again, is easy walking distance from the shop. The dive shop is located a short walking distance from restaurants, bars, quaint shops, and the Maritime Museum, all located along Beaufort's historic waterfront. We have a variety of local restaurants offering great menus from local seafood to 5-star gourmet cuisine. This is a great shot, showing how close we are to the inlet and the open ocean. We are also within kayaking distance of the Rachel Carson Estuaries Sanctuary and the most southern outer bank of the Cape Lookout National Seashore, Shackelford Banks. For the non-divers in the group, the North Carolina Aquarium at Pine Knoll Shores gives visitors insight into the diverse amount of marine life living in North Carolina. The Maritime Museum and Watercraft Center has exhibits that showcase the rich maritime history of North Carolina. It has an excellent exhibit on Blackbeard, North Carolina's most infamous pirate. The Blackbeard exhibit beautifully displays artifacts that were recovered from the Queen Anne's Revenge site located in Beaufort Inlet. Fort Macon on Atlantic Beach is a restored Civil War fort that was used up until World War II. This state park also offers beach access. There are ferries available to take you to Cape Lookout to see the lighthouse and to Shackelford Banks to see the wild horses. There's also the History Place Museum in Morehead City that is dedicated to the history and culture of the people of Carteret County. Diving off the Crystal Coast will offer you a new and exciting experience. We offer a diversity of wreck diving not found anywhere else. You are sure to leave with a memorable diving adventure. Thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing you and your divers in the future. On that perfect day, when the sun is shining, the seas are calm, and the warm, clear water of the Gulf Stream provides almost unlimited visibility, North Carolina diving is as good as it gets anywhere in the world.